folks. It's 10:11 a.m. on the 8th day, 8th month, 2023. And it seems to be a lot of talk about this particular radar image here. It's coming from Beale Air Force Base in California. And you got a beam going out here in about a minute. Yeah, I'll take that as it. Take that as it. Just excuse me a minute. I'm going to download this so I keep a copy of this file. Alright. Here we go. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to get off that now. Alright, that's done. Alright, it's going to load this now. And hopefully the image will still be background. I'm going to go down 200 images and get it in the beginning. We see the flasher there. And so we'll get that back on. It's right here at the beginning. So we just did get this in time. That was a bit of a screw up, huh? From nothing where they turned the radar off. Right? No return at all. All these clouds were there before. Now you see how that outline is kind of the same as that? Now what I see going on here is this next red is beamed a different layer of the atmosphere than they had previously. And you're picking up the very, very high level cirrus clouds and stuff, and the return is different. You see the numbers and what the colors mean? And we'll go to the one right after it. See, there's not much of a difference in the return. However, the color change is indicative of these readings over here. Yeah, this is a DBZ next red return things that has to do with the sound return levels and how the density of the clouds and so it is different type of layer of the atmosphere that's been lit up. It's not just a glitch because there's nothing, but you still see the fuzz down low right over the base. And so they controlled when the feed was shown and when it wasn't. So I'm very curious what was occurring here, right? What was going on there? That when they let it out, that image was showing. Maybe it was a total different return that I cannot determine. You know, so there's that next red beam, and it seems to be on a lot of people's minds. And this is the best way I can go over it, is to show you like this. And the next reds are very guilty of aiming storms. But this will leave a corridor, a slide corridor. Yeah, it's hard for a storm to come through here, and when that happens. Like aim in the river of moisture, I have Hawaii I can pull up here in a little bit, and I'll show you how they're moving a tendril. This is the image of the whole United States. It pretty much, right now, I actually want to refresh this. And you'll watch these flashes. This one actually was when they had that going on over here. It's when I first became aware of it. I think I typed a comment to Rants and told them to have a look at Northern California. And then somebody else put a post up. See how they created the heated flows here over the Great Lakes and to direct the flow here over more towards Chicago. This one actually is an aimer, so they can come through here. So anything that nucleates a little later today comes through this corridor has got the tendency to go that way, path of least resistance, because a big storm's going to be blowing up over the Carolinas here as I'm seeing. And so I'm watching for that because the corridor that allows them to go is right through here, pinch point and then out. So I'm watching this very, very carefully today. Some very dangerous storm lines coming across here. And so I'll be looking at all these. Look at all the beams here coming out from over here, Southern California, San Diego, Los Angeles. See them spiking? San Francisco, this whole coastline here is black. So you can't get no rain through. That's a drought maker move. All the flows coming in from the Pacific Ocean are directed this direction and they're directed over Canada. Yeah, don't get much data on this one here on Mexico, but I can see the firings there. Texas is very actively pinning this storm line north, and so it has to join this one here. When those two come together right about in here, probably along this line here, because this is the resistance line, and all the pagans got it coming in here, and this one's fanning. So then the fan move very often cuts the storms into smaller cells to keep the line from joining all its electrics and being unpredictable in the electrical discharges that are needed. Big old fanning still going on up here in Canada. See it over here from Vermont and all that. So, you know, we can go in on these a little bit and show you some of the stations, but that's a bit too pixelated and I'm not happy with that. Okay, so I'll go over here to the COD now and we'll have a look at some of the stations that we got going on here. This is exceedingly guilty. And it's not cool watching That thing, what do I got this on too high of magnification? Hang on a minute. I'm gonna get this to be properly working here. Here we go. Radar selections. Here should come right on up. Now what do I want to look at? See, I want to go right here. What was all these beams? South of it was beaming into it, but this is where the line is pinned. So I'm going to have a quick look here. I'm going to do 96 frames and let this run. It's loading now. Loading. Let me turn my thing on and make sure. You see all the flashing lights you're going to see? It probably gave a little kick out in the live feed, but that's to be expected for now when these things are going on. And I'm going to load so I can look at comments. Look at that radar pinning that north. And man, there is some chem going on, and I've got that type stuff also able to be viewed. So I'm going to now find where I can see you guys' comments. There it is. I found my video finally. Alright, look at that line coming down there towards the flow of the inside break as this comes down here, the energy. It comes in and it turns down. Creates a flow, sudden suction right into the center. Bit of a weight coming on there, like a bit of assistance maybe along this highway line here. It's got some wind farms probably. The locals will know this. Because that's like a wind farm effect. Boom, it shoots out. It's like an impeller. Yeah. Those things can fan as well as they could turn and be turds. Very good. The next, that's the way to do it. So a big part of geoengineering is also the use of the wind farms. And they give a magnetic pulse off every time a blade goes even with the tower that is mounted to the bottom. That's right. Look at that. That's horrendous. Let's see if we could catch one with their pants down really big. I've seen a lot of beaming coming from out of here. So let's have a quick look at their feed. We'll let it load like that. We won't have flashing lights to irritate people. Shall we have a look? Let's look. Flow's going that way. So see the fan coming up, and it's fan in that direction. Pulsing through the storm, hemming that up into a straight line. And you could see it doing it right here. So we can go a little bit further north in this station. So I'm at, this is Shreveport, Louisiana. That was right down here. If I go a little further north, I'll see someone fanning down because I seen it on the big feed. So let's let that do that. I thought I'm going to do a little bit differently because that's a lot of data to load. Okay. And this thing's beaming like fuck. And this thing was beaming south, right? So I'm watching what they did to this line here. How did it let it through? There's a gap here. It has to slide north here and here to split the storm into two cuts. And all they got to do now is turn that off for a bit, let that fly by, or change the beam to a lower level, less intensity, different frequency, and it'll go back. You can't really go that far that way. There's a push line was there. So it's going to go closer into the city. Yeah, that's blasted. It's guilty. All right, let's do it again. Let's go radar selection. All right, this one here along Texas, we definitely seen it beaming, and I definitely seen that one beaming. The backside always beams as it pushes the storm along. So I'm expecting its sweep to be moving west to east. And I haven't seen all these images. I'm loading them live. So here it comes through. So you scan. It came this way to that way. See, watch. All right, let me back that up. Right here, as the storm comes in, and I'm bumping it up. Timestamps are right down here in this corner. All right. There's the first. Sweep the path, and it's like following a truck. Gives a little bit of a weight, a drafting effect. It sweeps it along, and I'm expecting I need another one now. We got a different pulsation way. It could be a chem deployment. It's gone over the top of the city. And it's lighting up now. It's not lining up with any waves out here. And it sweeps it along. Sweeping it right there. Then you'll see another one. Dum, 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 dum. Along, pump it along, moving a storm. Meanwhile, to the north of it, it's blasting and pegging the outsides of these. You see the pulsations coming through here? See, this station over here, Frederick Atlas Air Force Base, is what is responsible for this pulse wave right here, sweeping it out. See it right there? This is a weather manipulation. By definition, changing the flows, but electromagnetic frequency. And if it's weather warfare type move, it's the directed energy weapon attack. This is due for weather warfare, pointing right at the station, right here, right now, in this image. Here, this is weather manipulation right in front of your face, right in your face. It's all over the entire United States. Yeah, it's a whole lot. This one has to be, because of the position of the storm, how it's moving, and what was required to geoengineer the event. See, straight away, look at the nipple ripple right on the inside here. The radar ring is showing. Straight off. You know, that's just wrong. That's just straight away. Showing. And yes, I will go over any image I can. This is a pulsator, like a moving speaker, and it dimples the atmosphere. It causes rhythm, or almost like a peristalsis through the tendrils of moisture. And it'll keep the storm going. And it'll make the electrics go in predictable ways, and the storm is flowing north for a reason. It's hitting that nipple ripple line right there, as I often call it, and it dissipates the moisture. Doesn't always make it falls. It's still there. It's just not given the same size droplet to give the same time return back to the radar screens. Whammo. Circle gets a square. And radars can make squares and circles simultaneously by beaming different layers of the atmosphere, one over the top of the other. And that's what's going on here. That other one on the bottom, the fuzz box, has not stopped. And other radar is beaming up into a different part of the storm to get the return so the data can be interpreted by the computer and put out as this wonderful image showing weather modification at a time when we're trying to fight it in court. Now I can go up here to Vermont, and I already know what I'm going to see here because I looked at it earlier, and I'm going to give you a full 200 on this one. It's going to be a little bit of gap he's going on with it, but that's just how it goes. I can say a few good mornings to people. How you doing? Les and Jeanette, and thank you for watching, and the 10 others whose names I can't see. And hey there to you, aloha, unique Monica. See the beam, how the moisture reacts different in between the bands? It's because it becomes vorticed, spinning sideways. If you could look head on, it would be looking like, look, you know that little cone they used to make cutting candy or candy floss, is cone shape, is cardboard. Well, looking down in it like a cone, conicity, and it will go outward in the air like that, and it causes various vortices to form, high and low, depending on the air around it and the frequency being used. A spark gap goes away, doesn't keep happening. Okay, don't buy that excuse all the time. Otherwise, you just will realize that something's staying in place over here, nucleating the top of the storm that never fucking molts. There might be something deploying in one spot. It could be direct evidence of a high altitude deployment vehicle that's puffing out chemical catalysts to help propagate the waveforms of electromagnetic frequencies. Things like barium and strontium are very good at that. Aluminum, it's very easy to strip ions off it. Put the wrong wrapper in the microwave. Yeah, that kind of noise. Infrasonic undulation will occur from those things too. It causes a lot of lightning. It's not very nice for your sleeping levels. Lots of beams have been going on. Easiest way to spot them is for me to just go back over to this one. And I'm going to go give you a few links now. Sure. So you guys can also keep an eye on this world, because the more of us that watch and do this, and I challenge everybody, start doing weather videos. Start watching. I don't know why that came up. It is a big pain in my tushy, and my tushy does not like that. It pains it. Right here's a link to that one from the University of Wisconsin Medicine, who does a lot of geoengineering documentation work that I found out about from I did a radio show coast to coast with Mike Morales back in the day. Here's in case you want to keep an eye on. Stray is one of the. I'm just going to copy the links I got up here today, so you can see the various uses of that. And there's the various uses of this one, as you can keep an eye on the whole things at once. You got radars. I can put down warning tracks where they say things are going to go. There's big warnings up here in the northeast of the United States. So like I said, I can do a lot with this map and learn how to use it. And then I can go over the goes and all that. I don't know if I've got that pulled up yet, but it seems to load pretty seamlessly. Come in. Sorry. Alright, that's that one. National Loop, everybody knows. Windy, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Now, where was I? Looking at who's next. So, should we have a look at some where all these warnings are? You know, what's going on? Yeah, I do like that map. You can click and go. Yes, you're welcome. We all have to keep an eye. If it wasn't for Dutch Sense, I'd never have done a video. When he was covering the radar rings back in the day, can't remember the years, he's challenged everybody to do some kind of a thing because he was frustrated and nobody was doing it. And so I answered that call. My God, look where I've gone since then. Look at the radar beam here, interacted with that storm and killed it. This tendril comes in, hits this beam line here, right here. Let's see if we can get it closer. Put it on the slider. Right, get these radar rays coming out here. Right. Now we get a storm that comes in. It's just ice. I'm going to go backwards. A beam coming here, pointing right at the station. When more condensates come along than a nucleus, you start to see more lines appear. Right. Now we're going to watch as the storm comes through there. It dies, turns in the other direction. Watch. First thing I noticed. Geoengineer, that came in and it did a really weird here. Right? Where it does a turnaround. It's coming in, hits the beam line, gets blasted, and it turns. It's gone. This moisture was taken, a vortex was then left in the sky behind it, and it'll steer storms more readily around that direction to the south. Splitting the flow, splitting the tendrils. Yeah, making sure this can get pinned behind itself to then be swept and beamed into the northern parts of New England and into Canada. And this beam just did this move, right? It's an obvious geo move going on right here. Look at the pulses, right in here. Right there. Give you a minute, you can screenshot pulsations. It's killing the moisture. See how it turned it? Right there. You see the fishbone pattern of a waveform? We should be able to measure it between here and here. It's more than one wave, too. Yeah. The geoengineering is very visibly readable. And it was a moisture. Kill it. It takes the droplets and makes them smaller. I saw a little pulse out there at sea. You could have a ship. It's very passive. Man, could have a ship over here. But it's definitely that station was responsible for that move. Right? You see how the geoengineering can be really... And let me see if we're going to go over it and do things a little different now. I'm going to take you to another page. Take you to the COD goes. And here's SATRAD. Now I'm going to go over a couple of these storms. I'm going to look at the chem. Right, because I've just given you the national loopiness of it all over there. It states it's hysterical. Here we go. There's coordinations a lot today. Oh, quick your hands start going bad when you stop getting your medicine. Right, some really big cells coming over the United States right here. Yes, I will get to you down under, but this is more important. There's more lives at stake here. Even though people don't expect my forecast, maybe this showing some of this stuff will help raise some more awareness of what's going on. Right, it's a lot of chem bounds showing in this here. Let me go to a different picture. So I'm going to go to the infrared on this side here. right? Shortwave IR. Now I can look at the whole United States. Just let me click and go. Right, all at once. So I'm going to go to some of the sub-regionals here. Let's watch how are they making the storm that's going on. That's going over this direction. It's hardly showing up in the clouds, but yet it's giving a heck of a return on the radar. I might just do 24 clicks. So let me go over what's going on here. Look at all these bombs going off right here. Boom, 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 right there. Big curve there. There's not that many directions of the wind blowing here to be yielding the old four-leaf clover, where the luck ain't with us on that one. See, the luck, that was a chem bomb deployment here over this people here. Yep, big heavy microwaves up here through the mountains of North Carolina, the Appalachian Trail getting absolutely fried, Lake Norman and all that, down here through into the Piedmont area here, big microwaves. This signal over here, I think this one's given a half moon. The Raleigh-Durham one, and it was really beaming north. So I'm going to go have a quick look at Raleigh-Durham and see what it just did, because you can clearly see that it's not a glitch if it's making clouds. And I only had like 24 images coming, so I should be able to pick it up on the 48. It was doing a very large beam spin and moisture. So let's look at Raleigh-Durham's fuzz box here, spiking north, big old blast, turning in exactly that direction. So it's flatter on the top, rounder on the bottom like this, right? And so when I went over here to the cod, I see this right here. Well, I go localized on that. We'll get it even closer. Come on. Guess as close as it's going to let me go in. Yeah, that's as close as it's going to let me go in. I have a feeling I can increase it. So you see how it's flat on the top and curved at the bottom, just like the radar image was showing. So if they tell you that's a glitch, call bullshit. Because that glitch that they showed, was it this one here, has made that shape of that the clouds on the low deck have. And it's turning in that direction. That's important too. Which way is it sweeping? The radar's sweeping, because it'll deal out a vortex in that direction, like stirring your finger in a glass of water. You can change direction real quick for which way things go. If you put a couple toothpicks in there and you put some stuff floating on the top, you'll start to understand how you could disrupt flows of circular things, and with little straight lines. Put some food color in it and make it really interesting. Yeah, it's quite easy to see the geoengineering moves that are going on. I'm going to go back up to the sub-regionals again. I want to go in here and look at some of this chem here going across this corridor here. There were great storms that occurred. And I might go back, way back machine on this one. And we're going to take you back 200 frames. And I already have most of this loaded. So you can see all the plumes that were made were not over factories. And that some of the fuzz box look you see it on his low decks has actually been caused by the next-rad radars that beaming in very predictable directions, causing very predictable flows. And through the years, I've noticed how they do that. How do they do that? So right now, I'm not going to go over every frame of this. I just wanted you to have a record of it. And here's your timestamps right here. Right, of all the chem that came, all the flow in this direction interacting with that's going to make that quite electrical. Look at all this nucleation here over Ohio. See that ripples at the end? Getting fried. Ohio, stop. Let's go, Ohio. And here's to the next rides of Toledo, Ohio. You can kiss my ass tonight, West Virginia. Mount Mama, they came and bombing y'all, coming you. This is West Virginia right here. Beautiful mountains here. And with the snakes in the sky. Oh gosh, that's disgusting. Should we go local on that one? Let's go local. Take it down to the locals for the yokels. Look at the microwaves here. Getting fried. I go 24 frames. I think that's all I need. We'll show you what's going on right now. Microwave interference pattern there. You see how those clouds don't move with the flow? They just stay there. It's being done with the waveform. See the different type waveform going different direction up here. Right? These all create different flows. Now, is it just microwaves, you would ask? I say no, it's not. I can clearly see the bombs right here. Watch this deployment right here. From the center point right here. You see the tendrils going out? Something is here. Strato cruiser or something. This is very high. This is not cloud seeding. This is cloud creation, which is geoengineering. And using the microwaves means there's weather modification going on as well. Huh? They're different? Absolutely. So this is the latest, not so greatest thing to see over here. That's West Virginia. These are mountains of Virginia. And such beautiful country. Skyline Drive to Shenandoah River. It's all over here. And this side of the mountain was nearly decimated by acid rain. Nearly all died off. I seen it. Oh my God. These slopes here were dead. All of them. And this slope here wasn't. And I fight acid rain, and I'm picking up very high acid levels in the rain here in England, and you guys have been picking them up worldwide. And so I think we got a problem that we can use laws that are already existing. You see that chem bomb deployment there over West Virginia, southern Pennsylvania right there? This is terrible, terribleness is going on in our world. Terrible, terrible, terribleness is. You know, let me go up here so you can see some of the stuff they did in Pennsylvania. You know, down here is West Virginia. And all that I was just showing you. It's a little further north. Right? And you see, this is a very low deck. That's going over the top. Right? Microwave station right here. We're on point. I see your work. And this going over the top, it being forced in from the north and west of it. A lot of chem bombs there went over to Jersey here. You know, poor Bruce Springsteen's old Hoboken, New Jersey, all that get fucking sprayed like bugs. Bombs going off here. This is Long Island Sound. It's an Amityville horror over here. Darien. These harbors all got sprayed terribly. Terrible deployments. Some very low. You sneeze and watch, because there's that flower of death. See it right there? That I often show that formation of a bomb. Something came out here, deployed, exploded, it deployed it, and did very predictable fireworky things. You know, they could write USA in the skies with fireworks. They told me they can't make straight lines, curves, and this and that, and do predictable things. They would beg to differ, but I could show you how planes can do it as well. Pyrotechnics with being done with aircraft. Look that up. Fireworks from jet planes. And you'll see some things like that. They can go out here and go out west. You know, this is an absolute scream show of chem bombs. And we'll go a little further out. It's a bit blurry for me. We'll do the sub-regional one. That's where I am. Well, we'll catch this whole area in here all at once. Right, look at this, like a Lando King. How many frames I got on that? Let's just run. I'll get enough. See the square form right there? Weight coming out like that. See all the bombs going off in here? Well, that's not a natural thing like that. It's not curving back in on itself like a nice circulation. Look at that S. So let's go out and zoom in on that. All right, I'm going to go over here to Idaho. Hey, Potatoeville. And let's see what these potatoes have done in our skies. What a bunch of spuds. Look at that crap. That's a chem bomb deployment like hell. Let's zoom that down a little bit, I think. It's just very pixelated. Like you can't see very clearly that these are a chem bomb deployment. Yeah, this is right before your eyes. Nah, chem bombs, folks. Chem bombs over the United States of America. Your Idaho potatoes are going to get contaminated. Whatever the hell is in this stuff will not be written on the wrapper at the grocery store. What a shame. Oh, first frame, last frame. So from that to that. So let's back up and see how did they do that? How was this geoengineering move achieved with the snake over here? So I'm going backwards and it looks like this should be in 5-minute jumps. Here's the last frame, first frame. This is from 7:41 my time this morning. Okay, so this is 3 hours old, this image. Okay, let's go with it. Let's see, how did they do the S? Okay, we have a deployment here, right? From here to this in 5 minutes, and these condensates have not, if it was an aircraft or something, they have not dissipated. Look at this triangular deployments here. That is not natural. See that? How did they do this? How did they create the flows to make an S? So let's keep looking. That S is going the wrong way. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for actually, how did they split the flow? How did they fold the other side? Oh, they moved this in, I see. See that suddenly? Right there in the middle. They made the S right in here. It's all happening right here. That V right there that's pulsing in that direction. See that V? It's pointing right at the craft. It's even going in that direction. It's going in that direction. X marks the spot in the... Well, when you could triangulate like I'm doing now, it becomes quite a correlation between this activity in the sky and the clouds it is yielding. And the storms that are going to happen from that, see right there, that is not a naturally occurring cloud formation. This is an absolute weather manipulation, geoengineering move. My God, that's an obvious. It's blatant. It's there. You can't hide your lies in the skies. You can't disguise your lies from my eyes. And don't mess with Texas. This is the panhandle. And they got done. There's 26 frames of this. Will give us 3 hours of going up. Current imagery. The pulse coming down here. Boy, do I got a picture of a pulse coming up. Excellent for you guys to see in Australia. Yeah. Ooh. There's a heck of a pulse here. Look at this move. I'm going to stop. Right there. Stop. Stop it. Right here. The whole abomination of it. Watch this. Right. Deployment of 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back 5 minutes. Where's the craft? Where is the Strato Cruiser? Chem pumps. They're not going downwind like everything else. They're now moving along. Yeah, they're suspended in a spot as if they're remotely controlled with a propeller or something like a drone would do. See here? See the bombs going off here? This one's going that way. That's going that way. That's going that way. That would be one of the biggest twisters in the world if that many flows of the wind were going. Chemical deployment, and yes, there are emitters of it to perturb the atmosphere. Part of the Scope X is atmospheric perturbation program, so that means they have emitters on them of various kinds. Texas, you guys sprayed, didn't you? You see what I'm talking about? And I want to show you this pulse now. I'm going to zip a bit over toward Australia, and then I'll do the forecastinesses. You got to see this. Oh, please still be on there. You got to see this deployment here. It should still be on here. Where's this coming off of X-Smith here? See this pulses here? How many directions that pulsed into this? So many radars were involved in this. This isn't just X-Smith. You have Headland has to be on, Broome has to be on to do that. And they have an X-Rad here as well. Whammo. Watch how what happens when those clouds interact. See how it just destroyed it. Just destroyed it. So it got caught up in the waveform coming and mixed it. Then they put more bombs out behind it. Watch. Has it done it? Then boom. Boom, 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 boom. More plumes got done. Look at the waveform, the ripples. Pointing right at X-Smith here. Right? If you could measure the distance between these peaks and troughs here, you would know the frequency. This miles apart. It is very, very, very low frequency being used here. Off the coast of Australia today. And one of the big subjects of that is that base at X-Smith, Holt. It was Holt Base, H-O-L-T. And you should look into some homeworks in there, because this is a very interesting pattern. When I roll it really fast, it's very dramatic. And you'll see the color change because the sun's going down. I decided to go with the, see what they want me to worry about. Right, that's what that is. That's all news does. Well, that's skeptical. Now look at the waveforms. Just watch it. Watch how much it's interacting. You wonder why you're getting earthquakes around here? You got so much rumble going on. I wouldn't be surprised if I seen an earthquake right around here because so many waveforms met at once. This one's coming down. That's big pulse from the tropics that are coming down. See it? This is not a gravity wave. Oz is not always facing the sun when this happens. When there's very large emitters that are known to be able to do these things, and we're seeing phenomena that it's known can be induced by these things. Xmas is buzzing right now. It is perturbing the atmosphere and causing the flows across Australia. Look at the sickness mix you guys got. I told you I wasn't going to leave you out of it. I'm going to go off from the USA close-ups now, right, and get down to some other parts of the world. Look at the microwave over here up the coast. I'm going to keep it on fast. See how it dissipates the moisture? The moisture's still there. It didn't boil away. It just vibrated the droplets till they were small. And the condensates they're just there. It's waiting for it to become droplets again. The water's there, the moisture's there, it's moving. It's on the move. You can't see it. Look at over here. It's Bellerbury and bing bang bong. I'm going to give all your towns new names since we're all naming things new. And I'm going to turn off this. That's a beautiful Margaret. River over there. Goodbye, Margaret. Alright, what we got going on here is a hell of a lot of sickness mixed streaming over the nation of Australia right now. This is not healthy air. I'd rather breathe a fart in an oxygen tank than to be in the middle of that cloud trying to take a breath right now. But that fall streak look to these here, what the hell is this going up and then a curve like a baseball diamond in the skies? It's not starry night diamonds like I'd like to see. No. God, you guys get fried all to hell. Yeah, we always have big squares in our skies. You are not hiding your lies from my eyes in the skies. Hashtag expose the 28. Google it. Boom went the plume over here. Boom went the plume over here. Look at this shit over the ocean here. This is disgusting. Want to see some more disgusting? Here, go look in New Zealand. It's like somebody sharded. Here, look at the pulse wave here. It's curved this way but folding that way. That don't make no sense. Right, you get 10-minute jumps, as per usual. Big pulse coming up the north. See it? But everything's going that way. Bomb, 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 bomb. Tendril, tendril, bomb, bomb. Tendril, tendril, bomb, 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 bomb. You got a strato cruiser over here. Oh no, the FTSE is down 0.5%. I don't care about the lead company losing money. What the fuck I give a shit. Worry about that, they say. Oh yeah, the devil over here. Look at that. Or is that the longhorn for you, Jeff? You love longhorns so much. There you go, here's one. Ooh, something here is deployed. Going right across Cook Strait here. Auckland, another day of being a crime scene. Absolute crime scene. Cam bomb, zigzagging the line. See the zigzag there? I'm not talking about a pack of zigzags that you roll your ciggies with. The left-handed cigarettes. That should clear up. So let's let that run a moment. It's gunning. Doo-dar. Camptown ladies, cam them bombs, doo-dar, they cam bomb your skies, I'll say goodbye, all your doo-dah days. There's doo-doo days already, you see the sun and God knows when. Well, there's your winter mix deploy. How many directions of the wind did you have here? Right across this vagina feature. Auckland's over here somewhere. Over this, of course, from this sphincter opening, the sphincter feature. New Zealand has a sphincter. Your sky is like sphincter factor 10, man. You draw it up so tight you couldn't pull a pin out with a tractor. Look at this crap off your coast here. My God. The Bay has plenty. That's for sure, living up to its name. Oh, come on. Did you have a pilot go out here and do a weird pattern? Here's your evidence. It's a low-level deployment. It's passable. So somebody was out here doing some stuff. It's happened. Somebody's done the crazy pattern on you, and there's evidence of it right there. Somebody go on Flight Tracker and do the rest of the homework on it. And then whatever that was, it was dissipated. It looks like it did it several times. So you got homework to do. We got the face of the goddess out here showing up in the EMF. Never a good sign. Yeah, scalar square. That's my imaginary. We can go up here to Fiji and watch what they did it in. No, I can't. I haven't loaded it. The coast of Ice is getting some action still left. You got, what, about a centimeter to go? Half centimeter? Look at the bombs that fueled your demise. See them right here along that beautiful Byron Bay is what we're all pointing at right here. Got all these bombs out to sea. All these squares out the coast. Yes, I was showing the sky there this morning, so I have a general idea of what it was like a few hours ago. Hey, somebody point a camera toward Breezy for me from down here, okay, so I could see that you had been beamed, and you definitely have, because I can see the signature of it right here. I see 1, 2, 3 bombs right there with a center point, and a comma on it. See it, and 10 minutes later, another line came out. Well, that's 10 minutes later. You see the bombs right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deployment here, while there's a square there. These are not round storms. I want to tear the mask off the people that do this like Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Look at the bomb right here, just suddenly appeared. Right? And it tendril. Right? First deployment. Boom, boom, boom. I see it. Then another dot comes out. More deployments. This is where Brisbane is. Surfer's Paradise and all that. Belly heads. See your chem bombs? No, go all the way on up the coast here toward Harvey Bay. The whole coast that had storms, and it's going to have some more storms. Has the microwaves in this direction holding all the flows up, so you carpet. Meanwhile, all these chemicals have been deployed in the sky. Right here is Bribey Island. This is near the Gympie Pyramid area, the Glasshouse Mountains, and all I see here is just pollution all over the path where the whales are. And I know for a fact that off the coast of Burley today, that the humpback whales were breaching. So I know for a fact they're over here, and this is what the fallout's going in their blowholes. It just breaks my heart to even have to tell you that. That's going on. If we're breathing, we're having trouble breathing, so are they. They come out of this water that we're toxifying into air, that we're toxifying. This is not going to end well unless we end the polluting of our skies by corporate bodies that are just bent on grabbing your land, changing your laws, controlling you, and putting it into the dreams you have while fulfilling the dreams they have. That is unacceptable to me. See the beam line? That's most likely Gympie. So let's go have a look at your national loop here, see if we can bust Gympie. Busting. It should be right back here. Here, this is Gympie, and I seen you beaming. I seen a line going on, and I want to know. And sometimes you have to go back a bit and use the Doppler to find the beams. And here they are. One's going north, one's going south, going out to sea. See the setting on? Watch the change in the flows. These little tickles here are a change of direction towards and away from the next route. And these are the ways. This is like if it was, right? So you'll learn about that. The blue is going towards, more towards the red shift you get, and the more fast away from it you're moving. So something came in here and blowed in that direction. See them little dots? Red ones? That's telling me you've had a deployment. I can see the beams coming on and off through here very easily. That cut pattern right there on that light blue. Over there where it says the word Rainbow Beach. That's a fryer coming here from Gympie. See it? causes the flow different, changes the flow here to force things a little more over the top of Harvey Bay, as Fraser Island, or Kagari, or bada bing, bada bang, bada bong. This bing bang bong over here. He's wrong. He's wrong. Up. The EU is wrong. I'll go with that. Dig a hole for Biden. What does he say? Put Biden in the hole, Biden get him. Well, I'm tired of this whole climate getting shit they're selling to us. Like the whole fucking world is gonna end. If we just plant a bunch of trees, stop spraying ourselves like fucking bugs, where it's very visible, the glitch. It shows. It shows. In satellite imagery, it shows that they're lying to you. They can show this endlessly how they lie to you. At the end of the day, why do you keep electing people to a system that lies to you? Why do you keep watching a channel on television every night called programming and it lies to you? It programs your mind with lies. That's very wrong. Go out and look at nature. See the starry night. Open your mind to the universe and think your own thought for a change. Yes, that to me would be the biggest blessing the world could have. And stop spraying my ocean like bugs, contaminating the blowholes of the mammals out here and other animals, blocking sunlight from plants. How selfish can a species get? How much more parasitic can man be as a species? And you take the sunlight from the trees and contaminate air that has to one big breath, and they go for a while, and that big breath has to sustain. And our things out there having the same malaise as we are. As I go cruise over the Great Barrier Reef here, I'm going to really try my best. This is a hard one for me to describe. Because when I'm watching them deploy this stuff and then they say something's bleaching, and I know acid can do that same effect. And they had a big bleaching after a big deployment in EMF beam the other day. Well, this ain't moved. That square stayed right over the top of this reef. A bomb deployment. Maybe they'll say that piece is bleaching, so they put some extra acid on it. Why? Because they want to buy your house. Look at these loops out here. This is done on purpose. Boom, 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 boom. What? And this is not. I had a burly drum circle here. This is disgusting. It's also every one of these explosions causes something waveforms to shock the water underneath it, and that has to affect the life forms there that have sensors and things and feelers and nerve things on the sides of their bodies, lateral sensors to feel their environment. They see the dark with feelings. Do you have feelings now to see through the dark? Can you help me fix this shit? I think I was born to unfuck shit, and I'm going to unfuck this shit. Oh, this is just so wrong. Or send me to my higher self, and it will show the mercy that I was never shown. Look at this. This is poisoning of the Great Barrier Reef. How they try to tell you it's bleaching. Look at these caustic chem bombs streaming in from international waters. God knows what could be in that. Well, no military exercises are going on. They're out there playing with their toys and using their plausible deniability. Area 51 never had aliens, and they finally disclosed that now. You have been so lied to. Mrs. Evers' boys were lied to. You're being lied to. Families of the firemen that were killed during the demolition of the Twin Towers were lied to. Every parent whose kid marched off to war because of that event is being lied to. And right now I'm watching an extinction go on. This ain't terraforming. That would make it more Earth-like. This is fucking hell forming. And it's making life for animals a living hell on Earth. And I will not be silent. Ever. When they're marching me to the gallows, you might want to go quietly and let it end, but I'm not. Over as I go here to the far northwest, and go toward the Darwin area. Look at in Carpentaria, look what came from the tropics, from other places to visit you. You're splitting the flow right there. One went east, one goes west. I think we're living in the cuckoo's nest. There we go, nice clear image here. I think a fucking chem bomb in your sky. Yeah. The Toxifiers were very busy with scrotation marks right there. You just scrote them. Yeah, man. And it makes it piss it down. Go backwards in time. You see the radar waves spiking through here. You can see the flows, just like I showed in the United States one. You can see the beams. So I've taken you back to that. I've taken it here, taken it here, taken it here, taken it here, and I've taken it all I can, and now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to let it work a forecast. I'll start over here. Oh boy, I might have to do an intermission. Here, radiant thunders and all that rumblers, and here's what they say is going to happen. These are your 3-day totals. Very, very high through Quebec in this. This is not winter time here, okay, so the rivers are going to run through it. Quebec is going to experience some localized flooding with these totals coming in the next 3 days. USA, learn a metric system. I'm not going to go there in the middle. There's a lot of rain coming along this area here that these people are going to have to contend with. There's a lot of rain coming over here to New Brunswick, where they're getting heavier totals than Maine is getting. Bangor and some of your outlying islands are going to have a problem. The Cranberry Islands near Bar Harbor, Maine, where they get a big old thing and the wave comes in and the water goes in the air. And I had lobster here one time. The water was incredibly cold. Yeah, this is my stomping grounds, man. Look at the Green Mountains here. The river's going to go high. Very, very high too. That's Lake Weetabissaki. He's going to have problems with some of these rivers coming down here to some of these towns like Milton, Fairfax, Sheldon, and through Swanton's going to have problems as everything drains into the main lake. Yeah, you got some flash floods coming. So watch where you're camping. Is this that time of year where a lot of people camp out here? Yeah, it's beautiful. That's how I know it. I camp out there. Yep. Yeah, there'll be a lot of water coming. We're going to go through the Finger Lakes region. Yeah, a lot of kids could go missing when there's floods like this, so watch your kids. You might want to just change your plans. Those are the Finger Lakes. Not going to go into that here. Very, very heavy totals over Canada's on the trees. See it all through here, that big sweat. That'll be some relief for the fires. I think it maybe knock some of the smoke out. That's in the lower level plume. See it right over there. Hey, which way do I want to go? See that straight line there? That's EMF's pin that. Right, if I look down on the 10s, it's let it go. And you're really going to see some totals coming in here. Yeah. It's not getting much better as they move this tendril through. So probably the next week you're going to experience a lot of flooding in this area, very localized. We're going to zip across now to me. Right, it's my turn. Right, we got some very heavy totals coming. We got a good break coming today, and the next day, and in a few days we got a whammo coming. Right, I'll show you. I'll go already on it. I ain't told you I wasn't wasting time. We got an event coming through here Thursday night. It's really going to smack Ireland hard. They're going to catch a big brunt, and we should have a big problems here over going out to Bristol and all that as this water hems up when the tides are trying to go out. And what's this one now? St. David's and all that there. They're really going to cop it over here in Wales here on Friday. Very, very early in the morning. And so we're going to get a very soggy day. Decent winds and all that. But it's going to move through fairly quickly, as you see right there. Backside smackaroo. It's just going to keep some moisture turning in. But the good news is we're going to warm up. We should see by the time we get here to Thursday, that we should be seeing some temperatures start to go up into the 20s even. So I'm really looking forward to that. The next big problem is that it's been relentless over here in the valleys and areas that drain into the rivers that the Three Gorges Dam are in. This place here, hey, poor folks. No, really. Over the next 24 hours as this storm goes through, it's going to be deadly. And I'm going to cover that one separately. I gave my warning. I did the best I could. They're in the middle of the backside winds. There's no way I can warn anybody right now. And I wouldn't want anybody running anywhere in what's going on here. As the geoengineer agenda barons show up. And it's some nice Nice totals there. It's beginning to show up for New Zealand. And nice for me to see that they're not in these oranges yet. But they're bringing some tendrils over, some new plumage. You look like you're heading into the 5 and 6 centimeters or higher. I'll know more on the day. And what's coming in the next 3 days is just a relaxer, to compare to what's coming. Right, so I'm going to get you better totals on that as the event comes. Your rain and thunders and all the rumbles. I'll do your island and I'll do New Zealand's and then I'm going to do America. You didn't think we're going to stop. I'm getting a bit tired. Here's my water. I love you, water. You're my friend. I'm going to defend you till my end. Till I become water with you again. You can read some comments. I'm going to let that breeze by. How you doing, Paula Finn? Spraying big time in Tassie yesterday. She says, yep, it is, it is, it is, it is, it is. Oh, come on. That took you 2 a week. Right. Back over here. Tasmaniacals. Spray like bugs. Absolutely. No doubt about it. I showed it, and yes, we're going to load Worldville. I'm just going to do it when I think I'm stopped. I'll show you your chem from today down here. And I'm going to jump out of here. And if you find my work of value and wish to support it, you may do so at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch. Either way, thank you very much for warning people when they need it. And as always, I keep my stuff commercial free. Because I don't like commercials. They waste our data. Waste our time. And half the time it's selling something I'm not even believing. Now, I'll tell you to buy yourself an Ionian and put it in your pocket to help mitigate the frequencies they're using and to bring you back down to 7.83 in your body. Well, I only tell you that because it's true and it works. And well, gosh, the healing is done for me, and I'll do some further shows for that for you guys. To talk about that further. Ooh, the clobberoo. Monday evening looks like there in New Zealand when the smacker concurs. And this is right around the time the earthquake will rise. And that drives that part of the island a little bit north. While the hook is coming this way, put a little bit more pressure there. Yeah, you could have another Wellington slip over here. It's very possible on Monday. Maybe about lunchtime. No, definitely almost lunchtime. Yeah, man. You mean down in the caca, you'd be shaking your shake. And it'd be the Blenheim will do it. They named the town Kaka. Ta means thank you for Kaka. Ta. Kaka. Gotta me. It'd be little Gomez Adams with it. Gotta me. And you want to be all romantic? I'd rather Pepe Le Pew had it down. At least he told you, you knew in advance he's staying. We have to fuck around to find that out. Look at the ant's eyeball. Isn't that incredible? Oh, the piece of the wing structure going on out in the ear. That's what that mountain is. That's beautiful, man. I can't stop seeing it. You guys see the kiwi beacon. I see something else. That's your kiwi. You can have it. Hey, you guys got a good head bowler in New Zealand. I was enjoying watching his work. I'll just say like that. If there's a head bowler in cricket, I want to watch. It's fucking the only reason I would want to play the game is I get to hit the guy with the ball. Yeah, LBW the fuck out of that son of a bitch. You know that. You don't know where the hell it's going. That's a cheap ass call. That is me. You go down now. Did it make a ticking noise or anything? Hey, look, get a man to do it. When we start trusting machines as to be the referees, everything's going to be fixed. Look at that here over here, Brizzy. Yeah, I'm going to go up to you now. I'm taking a quick bed. I'm about to give you about 3 days. It's about all you need because your event will be done. And then you got some days of clearing, enjoyment, frivolity, and mirth along the coastal lines down here. And while the Coppingtons go north, I'll just go up here, whammo. And then I'll show you Melbourne and that where your weather's going to small burn. And I'll zip over to the United States and let all that roll. Oh my God. And you got to know it took me hours to get all these screens out. Yeah. Hey, Can. Look, you're going to have a beam flow split here, so I'll be watching for that. Oh, I'll go to the River of Moisture in a minute. I got to show you that. I might do that tonight. I'll show you how Hawaii moved a a hurricane. Well, it might be called a typhoon now because it's in the Pacific. A typhoon. You're right. A kamboom. You know, a bunch of baboons believe in that shit. Your asses are going to be just as red if you keep your heads in the sand any longer. I think I took you far enough. Right, back down here. I guess you get some action going on. Now, yours is sooner. Okay, so I'm going to go right over to you. Well, we've already seen that condom over there. The condom up. Giddy up with the condoms is the conding. The condinga. Condinga. Condinga madanga, but the bing bang bong is a big old tendril going to smack Adelaide and south of Sedona. And then Tassie's going to get it. Old Perseforce is pulled out front. They might be letting this just roll and running down the stairs. They have no idea. No, I'm not getting up for the neighbors. Ooh. They handed one of the neighbors and say thank you. Okay, so they're going to let the beams go from that's been holding off all the moisture flow from over here. So that's going to happen in probably about 8 hours, 9 hours from now. Because it takes a little bit for it to set up the flow here to have that Venturi effect. The coist suction and type effect through here. Okay, so this will be the fuel bowl. It is the air horn and the carburetor. And right around that time, there's a little bit of jingle bells for the high mountains there over near Canterbury. Yeah, bada bing, bada bang, bada gone over there. And they send a tendril across, and again, you got more action over here. It's a very interesting area down here to look at on Google Earth. And I'm going to have an enjoyable time with that at some point. Ooh, you're going to have a beam come up. It's going to stretch this tendril out. It's going to come from the south. And it's going to be long. It's going to come all the way across the country. Sometime Friday. You'll start to see it come up. So I'll document that on SatView when that goes by. Somebody write that down. Should have left the regular predictions now. All right, here, Adelaide, Sunday. Have a nice day. There it goes. And it goes toward New Zealand, and I'm just going to take you right to it. And when we get to the end here, you've had an event. And I don't think it's going to do what they're saying here, is why I'm not going to tell you that. Hello, America. Good morning, USA. You got a weather map to show you, and it's coming your way. The camp bombs at night I showed you earlier today, and now they beam your ass and bad weather's coming your way. My God, are they going to have some problems around here? Today in Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas. Over there in Arkansas, they pinched the storm down, and when they held that one back, that has to spin its way out of existence, as you're going to have hail times and all that. Big wicked times for coming up there as this thing skirts along the coast of Maine and into Newfoundland and all that area, Nova Scotia. And then other Sydney. Yeah, the other Sydney. Meanwhile, a big line came across the center of the United States. They're absolutely raised hell here through Tornado Alley. Did you see that? That's all going to be caused fairly eminently. It is going to be a deadly line. Fairly eminently. Looks like you got about, that many hours. Yeah, this ain't good. It looks like about 20 hours from now, she'll be making her way to Kansas City. And so batten down their hatches. And as they disallow that moisture, the spinning eddies of the momentum of that storm will definitely create some tornadic activity, which is hail, sudden microbursts, tornado development. And if she goes out to sea here, the eastern wall that forms here is going to drive everything else up north, and that's going to get an EMF cut. It's going to go across the Atlantic. Yep, see, and there she goes bye-bye. And pulling that in its wake, bringing more pockets of cold air down, causing more volatility. And it's going to make another line of storms continue across the United States later this week. And it's a big problem for them. Hello, West Coast, where they had the big beam at that Air Force base over there. And they showed at the beginning of the broadcast. So I'm going to jump you through here. I forgot about your Canada. I'll zip you up north a bit. Hey, how about that? Go down a little bit. Sure, why not? Well, I like to show it localized. So it looks like you're going to have a bit of a dry out. You're going to get absolutely burning hot down here this week. You got temperatures coming up 116, 119 out here near Phoenix. So watch out for that. Don't get caught out there in Death Valley and stuff. Some of these spots they're camping or hiking. You could die in these type temperatures. Even a gecko will only keep 1 foot on the ground at a time. You're going to be sitting there watching it do balance. What the heck is it doing? I hope I caused you a funny image. A little bit of a schmackaroo going up there, up towards Alaska and all that, so we'll be watching it. One's causing a little bit of smells. But those elevations, it's predictable. Yeah, see? You guys got a week of some serious storms as this tropical air keeps moving with this beam down, harped up, cold air that's manipulated down that I showed you from the beam from yesterday. Well, it's still over here, I think. Right. And Hawaii has done a beam move down south here. It's forcing this entire flow in this direction. Zzz. See that? That causes weather manipulation. That makes other cold air packets move down. This was quite a beaming event they had there. And I think I'm going to show you one more thing. I want to show the movement of the moisture from Hawaii. What it's doing right around now. Okay, I'm going to go right to it. I ain't playing games. But that's not the one I want. Actually, I should be able to get the ones I want. Actually, it's localized. Let's see, give me a minute here. 2-pole mix rides. Pick the stations. Goes to Hawaii over here. Makes it a bit bigger. I want you to see this beam move they're doing from here. They're doing a fuzz box move down here, right? It's causing all the flow. The feeding air comes between the island over in this direction. They have an absolute ripple going on here. Absolute ripple. See it right there? So all the flow from that big river of moisture that was coming along in this direction here and meeting this island over here. Right? As it came across the Pacific Ocean. Everybody said Atlantic a minute ago. I know, I'm tired. It hits that wall of air that this is creating. This has been on for a few days. And directed this up 250 nautical miles due south of the island, actually. And you can even see the wedge shape to this here at the end of it riding the line. He's got the same thing. And see, a beam line comes out all the way over here. Boy, did they do a lot of numbers. How far south are they going to move that? I just noticed that. Let me see. Get your last frame here. They've done a guiding beam. Here it is. All right, let's see where they're pegging it to go. They put up a wall right here to the front. And it's going all the way over to here, right? She's coming straight into this tropical zone here. There's nowhere else that can go. It's going to ride that line. This is going to spit off into the Pineapple Express, and that's definitely doing a deep dive. Sometimes it gets stripped off down here, sometimes it goes there, and until I get closer to here. But from all the general current movements from here in this part of the Pacific Ocean, I say she's going that way. She's going to come down here, she's going to follow the wake of these other ones. That's going to have to be eaten by that at some point. They could do a big pop, and she'll just roll like a Swiss roll. Right into that part there, put another beam behind it, back that up, and got another one. Geoengineering sucks, Chembem sucks, you guys are resting. Big love. Stay safe. Peace.